came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. But 100 years later, the Negro still stands not free by the manifest segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty in the midst of a vast ocean of material prosperity. 100 years later, the Negro is still languished in the corners of American society and finds himself in exile in his own land. And so we've come here today to dramatize the shameful condition. In a sense, we've come to our nation's capital to cash a check. The architects of our republic wrote the magnificent words of the Constitution and the Declaration of Independence. They were signing a promissory note which every American was to fall out. This note was a promise that all men, yes, black men as well as white men, would be guaranteed the unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It is obvious today that America has defaulted on this promissory note insofar as her citizens of color are concerned. Instead of honoring this sacred obligation, America has given the Negro people a bad check. Check which has come back marked insufficient funds. But we refuse to believe that the Bank of Justice is bankrupt. We refuse to believe that there are insufficient funds in the great vaults of opportunity of this nation. So we've come to cash this check, a check that will give us upon demand the riches of freedom and the security of justice. We have also come to this hallowed spot to remind America of the fierce urgency of God. This is no time to engage in the luxury of cooling off or to take the tranquilizing drug of gradualism. Now is the time to make real the promises of democracy. Now is the time to rise from the dark and desolate valley of segregation to the sunlit path of racial justice. Now is the time to lift our nation from the quicksands of racial injustice to the solid rock of brotherhood. Now is the time to make justice a reality for all its children. It would be fatal for the nation to overlook the urgency of the moment. This sweltering summit of the Negro's legitimate discontent will not pass until that is an invigorating autumn of freedom and equality. 1963 is not an end, but a beginning. Those who hope that the Negro needed to blow off steam and will now be content will have a rude awakening if the nation returns to business as usual. There will be neither rest nor tranquility in America until the Negro is granted his citizenship rights. The whirlwinds of revolt will continue to shake the foundations of our nation until the bright day of justice emerges. But that is something that I must say to my people who stand on the one threshold which leads into the palace of justice. In the process of gaining our rightful place, we must not be guilty of wrongful deeds. Let us not seek to satisfy our thirst for freedom by drinking from the cup of bitterness and hatred. We must forever conduct our struggle on the high plane, but one day on the red hills the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slavery will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream. That one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. My poor little children one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, one day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today.
Can you help yourself?
I have a dream that one day every valley shall be exalted. Every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord will be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is the place that I go back to the South with this faith. We will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair of stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day. This will be the day when all the crops be able to sing with new meaning. My country is we land of liberty of the outcast. Land where my father died, land of the children's cry. From every mountainside, let freedom reign. If America is to be a great nation, this must become true. So let freedom reign. From the protected hilltops of New Hampshire, let freedom reign. From the mighty mountains of New York, let freedom reign. From the heightening Alleghanies of Pennsylvania, let freedom reign. From the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado, let freedom reign. From the Fairbanks slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom reign from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom reign from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom reign from every hill and molehill of Mississippi, from every mountainside. Let freedom reign, and when this happens, when we allow freedom reign, when we let it reign from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we He will be able to feed us that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Cut that, man. Let's get rocking. I wanted that to be the end right there. That free at last. Let's get it in. I want Christians to have that spirit right there as they watch what's going on in America today.
Right.
I want them because, especially the older ones, man, because they're the ones that instilled that spirit into our generation that we are truly free out here. We got something to celebrate. Martin Luther King is a hero. How dare them? Right. Hey, shalom, Israel. Let me see real quick. Mic check. I can hear myself fine. That's all right, Christ. Hey, shalom, Israel. We are the Isupk, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General YAHANNA. That's all right, Christ. You understand? And our mission is to teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians who they are according to the Bible. You understand? To teach you your goddamn identity, man. To teach you the true way to follow Christ, man. And that the oppressor is the devil the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
And today's class is a special one, man. I know everybody wants the King David, you know what I'm saying? my whole group of 2 people to follow me want the King David story. No, I'm just kidding. But now we going into the history of traitors, man. You understand? Like, this is a long history of traitors. And the one that we need to be talking about right now is the one that we just got through listening to, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. You need to understand this, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand that man was a traitor to you and everything that you stand for and everything that you represent. He is a traitor, point blank, period. He traded on the black race.
Right.
He was talking all that stuff, but he didn't give a damn about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Not at all. Not at all. That whole so-called civil rights movement, what did it benefit blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians?
Right.
That's what I need to know. I need to know that. That is very important. You understand that we find that out. We need to find out, how did it benefit blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? Like, nobody can answer this. You get what I'm saying? Nobody can, because nobody has the answers. And the reason nobody has the answers is because, number one, it didn't benefit blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. It didn't do no good for none of us. You understand? It helped destroy us. That's what it did. It destroyed all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. And listen, you ain't got to take my word for it. Not at all. Only thing you got to do is just pay attention to what we about to bring out. Because that's exactly what we're about to do. We about to bring it out. Anything you want to drop, Bongad?
No.
No sweat.
Okay.
No, you good.
Trying to get this point.
Yeah, you're absolutely good. So, we just got through listening to Martin Luther King, right? Talking about free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we free at last. That's how he ended the speech, which don't make any goddamn sense, because the whole purpose of you marching down there on the nation's capital, right, was because you wasn't free.
Right.
Because you are being oppressed. How the hell would you end the speech like that, talk about one day we're going to say this? No, hell no. Hell no. Listen, that don't make no sense. Let me tell you something, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You are not free. You haven't been. And there's only one way that you're going to be, and that's to serve the Most High Christ. And there's only one place doing that, and that is the Isupk under Commander General YAHANNA.
Right.
You understand? Everything else, use a goddamn joke, man. It's a goddamn joke. And there's not, listen, let me tell you something. You're not serving your people. You are not serving your people at all. You are watching your people be annihilated and destroyed out here. You understand? Point blank, period. Watching this traitor say them wicked things about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. That is a goddamn joke.
Right.
You understand? A goddamn joke, man. Now, I want to bring out a couple of points about Dr. Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying? Or as we, call him around here, Orgy Mike. You get what I'm saying? We call him Orgy Mike. Why? Why do we call him that? Because he was known for sleeping with white women. Like when we get to speaking on the evil, like this is how you could tell the world is Christian in nature. Because when we get to talking about the evil of these wicked men who pretend to be men of the Lord, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear about Orgy Mike and the orgy balls. You get what I'm saying? They don't want to. Hey, listen, they stay away from that. Why you going to speak on them, man? Why you going to speak on that? You know, hey, listen, we all make mistakes, right? We all did things that we going to regret. Nah, hell no. Listen, not when you're supposed to be a man of the Lord, right? Now when you're supposed to be a man of the Lord, you listen. It's funny though because you only do that with the people that you like. The people that you like, they don't have to have any morals or a compass. Yeah, integrity. They don't have to have any morals, integrity. They don't have to have anything that drives them in the right way to be righteous man. You just let them get away with whatever they want to get away with. And Orgy Mike was no different. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians let him get away with whatever he got away with. They didn't care. And did y'all notice something else about the video? I hope y'all paid attention. There was a lot of key things that I played that video for a specific reason. The beginning, how they was marching, singing, "We shall overcome." I don't mean to laugh. I really don't, man. But it's funny, man. It's funny and it's goddamn sad at the same time. That's apparently going to get us free.
Right.
Them doing all that singing and all that marching is going to get us free. That freed us somehow. I'm not sure how,
right?
But that freed us somehow. Them singing, you know what I'm saying? So I guess if that's the case, the only thing I got to do is some pop locking, huh?
Right.
Look, the whole nation free now, I guess, huh?
Right.
So how that works?
So it's like if I could,
go ahead.
And just because our slave master our oppressor, this pale-faced bastard, says that we're free as a nation, it doesn't make it true.
Right.
You understand? When the North was fighting the South, and you had Union troops come through and, let the slaves off the plantations, telling them that they were free. Was that true?
Right.
You understand? When these troops packed up and left, and then guess where those so-called free men went right back to? They went right back to that plantation that they were supposedly freed from. You understand? So just because our oppressor says something, it doesn't, don't take everything these people say as being 100% truth, especially knowing, how it is that they've always been.
Yeah, I'm right.
And that can lead into today. What free man is being murdered out here in the streets?
Damn right.
I haven't seen no Asian or African getting murdered out here.
I sure haven't either.
You only see these oppressors get murdered, just like you're killed whenever they go commit, just
they got to kick in the door to the Capitol,
right,
in order to catch a bullet,
right. So that's exactly what I was thinking of. They got to commit something to such extreme as domestic terrorism for one of these police officers to actually take their lives.
And then they're told not to do it. Hey, don't shoot no more of these people. Don't do that. Hey, listen, you tripping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And even then when they do it, the citizens of America, these different oppressors living next door to us, they don't sit there and condemn the actions that those people took. But when Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians get together and protest or do something out of rage of the 400 plus years of oppression that we've been going through, all of a sudden, those people shouldn't be doing that. They're wrong for that. If they didn't like how things were going here, they need to go back from where they're from.
Right.
Saying that just goes to show you who it is that is the goddamn devil that the Bible speaks of.
Damn right. Heavy point, man. And everything that Martin Luther King was just talking about, man, it's so funny because it's so relevant to this day.
Right.
You understand? Now, I wish it was more people. Listen, man, the people that is watching, you know what I'm saying? Share this class. Share it to the Res page, Sioux Falls page. Share it, you know what I'm saying? Columbus. We need to get interactive out here because I got a lot of questions to ask. I know it's a lot of Christians out there, man, and I need answers. I need answers, right?
Right.
I need to know. Where did Martin Luther King Day even come from? Why are we celebrating this holiday to begin with? Where did it come from? You get what I'm saying? And I know a lot of people don't know, but don't worry. The ISUPK is here for you. That's what we're here for.
Right.
This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. And that's what we about to drop. We about to drop some knowledge that should be universal and practical for you to know, Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. Now, we're going to start with the basics. You got some more?
I was just going to add, I was going to say, not only where it come from, but why is it that it's being pushed harder than it has been ever since it was incorporated?
Damn right.
It's because, shoot, I got the day off from my slave.
Never had the day off.
Out of all the years that specific company, they have never shut down that factory for Martin Luther King Day.
Right.
And saying, so we got to ask ourselves, why is it that this, certain holiday and the beliefs behind it are being pushed so hard? I'm not even going to say upon the nation, but upon Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, right? Because that's where it really counts.
Right. And I'm about to go into a touchy subject, man. Now, like I was asking, where did it come from? I'm going to tell you. I got some notes on it. All right, so guess who okayed the celebration of this holiday, that made it an official holiday? Guess who did it? That's what I'm here for. I got you. No sweat. It was President Ronald Reagan. I'll say that name again. The President Ronald Reagan that made Martin Luther King an official holiday. And it's funny because if you ever watched the ISUPK class with Commander General YAHANNA, he'd tell you everything there is to know about Reagan.
Right.
And the one thing that we should all know about Reagan is what? That he pushed more dope in our communities than anybody. Reagan pushed more dope in Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian communities than a little bit, man. He was, that was El Chapo. That was the cartel. He was the cartel. Listen, Reagan is responsible for pushing all the crack cocaine, all the heroin, all that in Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians neighborhoods, as well as locking niggas up for it. Not only did he push it in the neighborhoods, but he locked niggas up for it. And then here's goes to show you the mindset of an oppressor. In order to keep you docile, in order to keep you asleep, in order to keep you loving them, what does he do? He gives you Martin Luther King holiday.
Right.
He gives you that day. And then not only does he give it to you, but he also does it in the same month that you're supposed to have Valentine's Day. And what is Valentine's Day all about? It's all about love, right? Like this, what you call the love month, right? February, Valentine's Day, this is the month of love. Why is it that this is the month of love as well as supposed to be a pro-Black month? It's Black History Month and it's the love month. Why is that? Because they want you to love being pro-Black? That's not it at all. Them two holidays are this month for a reason. It's to keep you docile, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man. It wants you to be proud about being a Black man. But even though you're proud about being a Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, there's no need to be aggressive about it and be mad over all the pain and suffering that you endured under the boot heel of the oppressor, under the boot heel of America. Listen, here's how you handle that. You handle that by being non-violent. You handle that, listen, all that hate you got in your heart, you turn the other cheek and you love your neighbor anyway. Because Martin Luther King had a dream, and his dream was for you to be submissive up under the oppressor. And that's how the oppressors feel about it.
Right.
That's how they move about it. You understand? That is exactly their game plan. Listen, Martin Luther King had a dream for us to come together. When he marched on the Capitol, he marched on the Capitol in peace, in love, and prosperity. Let me ask you something. How's them oppressors marching on the Capitol right now as we speak?
Right.
How are they marching on the Capitol? Are they in there? Are they down there marching saying we shall overcome? Is that what they doing down there on the Capitol? Listen, they out there for their rights, right? Go ahead, Mighty Man.
I was going to say they are marching on the Capitol how their ancestors would have marched on the Capitol. You're saying how their ancestors came up against what they would call oppression.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? From
let
the
it
British.
be Britain.
Yeah. Saying that's how they're doing that.
Right.
But when it comes to our people, shoot, I say the Gadites, so-called Native Indians, we can't even do what it is that our ancestors would have done. Right. Our ancestors would have went to war, but the minute different indigenous tribes come together, hey, you can't be doing that.
Right.
What you're doing is wrong. You got to make appeals to the government, the state government, the federal government.
Right.
You got to jump through all these different hoops if you want to do the right thing. But when it comes to them and them thinking that they're oppressed, it's up in arms.
Damn right. Heavy point. Like right now, proof is in the pudding. We're witnessing it right now. And here's the killer part. We've witnessed it all through the oppressor's history. All through their goddamn history. When are you going to get a clue? Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. And I say you because I'm making a difference between the black Hispanics and Native Indian man who wants to be a Christian and love the oppressor, and us in Isupk who stand in unity against that filth. Martin Luther King destroyed blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians neighborhoods.
Right.
He destroyed our families.
Right.
You understand? He told you want to know what happened in Black Wall Street? Martin Luther King happened to Black Wall Street. You want to know what happened to Rosewood? Martin Luther King happened to Rosewood. Let me tell you something. It's him and people like him that destroyed all of us, man. All of us. Point blank period. Point blank period. He is, I'll give you another fun fact, right? So he's an ordained minister, a Baptist minister, right? That's his history. He's an ordained Baptist minister. He was, should I say. Why is that not shocking? Why? Right. When I say that, anybody that got a lick of knowledge of truth in them, that's not shocking to you. You're like, yeah, I knew he was a Christian. I knew he was an ordained minister. You know what I'm saying? Look at how he moved. What's the first clue? He's an ordained minister. He loves the oppressor. He loves the oppressor. He wants to join you and put you on the bottom and put the oppressor above. That's how you know he's a goddamn Christian. Because that's what Christianity is all about. Christianity is about white supremacy. It's not about black supremacy. Because if it was, we would do what the Lord told us to do and separate. We just watched his speech. In his speech, he said, I have a dream that one day the little black boys and little white girls will come together and hold hands and kumbaya and all that other filth, man. Oh, that ain't what the Lord said.
Right.
That is not what the Lord said. Matter of fact, I'm going to get what the Lord said. I'm going to get it in Deuteronomy 7. Deuteronomy 7:3. You got it?
Okay.
Most High Christ.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 3.
Go ahead.
Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
Hold on. We just heard Dr. Martin Luther King say that, we should come together, little black boys and little white girls.
Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
Keep going.
Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son.
We shouldn't do what?
Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son.
Listen, Martin Luther King is telling you a goddamn lie. Here's the funny part. If he's an ordained minister, what does he think when he reads this? How can he read this and not know what the hell is going on here?
Right.
That's what I want to know. If he's an ordained minister and he read this goddamn Bible, when he reads this verse right here, what is he saying? That goes to show you, in order to be a ordained minister in a Christian church, in order to be any Baptist church, Muslim mosque, any of that, you don't have to know the Bible. Only thing you have to do is say you know the Bible, and that gives you your qualification. They give you a piece of paper, whatever they give, and you're good to go. You don't actually have to know it. Let's get some more.
Nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
Damn right. Let's get some more.
Verse 4. For they will turn away thy son from following me.
They were going to do what?
For they will turn away thy son from following me.
That little black boy and them little white girls, let me tell you what that white girl going to do. She's going to turn that brother against his other brothers. She's going to turn that brother against the Most High.
Right.
He's no longer serving the gods of his father. Guess what gods he's serving now? He's serving the gods of the oppressor. Why do you think Martin Luther King was doing what he was doing. He wasn't serving the Most High. He wasn't serving the nigga God. He was serving the white God. How do you know that? Because they got the Watergate Hotel footage shows you him sleeping with white women.
Right.
You want to bring something up?
I was just going to add off of what you brought up with this scripture. You know what I'm saying? If these heathen women can steer away mighty men like King Solomon from following the Lord, and saying, what makes you think that they can't cause you to stray from the Lord?
Right.
You understand? Someone that is a drug addict in the world, as an alcoholic, you understand that, follows after all his lustful desires. What makes you think that one of these women can't cause for you to, follow after their gods? Because, hey, you understand that box, it can be a powerful thing.
Right.
You understand? A very powerful thing.
Right. And before we go any further on the scripture, I got something I want to pull in Black Indians, page 101. If we could, by God. Page 101 in Black Indians.
Gotcha.
Now, this is funny, though, because once more, the Lord is telling you, don't be taking on them. You know what I'm saying? Don't take on them as family. Do not take on them as family. Do not take on them as friends. Why? Because they're going to steer you away. They're going to steer you away from serving the Most High. You got that? 101. Black Indians, page 101.
So I don't think that's the right page. Okay, I got it. It's 105.
105, no sweat.
Select it. It's from Black Indians, page 105. Slave-owning families sometimes encourage their sons to take a good friend from among their slaves to share their youthful adventures.
To do what? Read that again.
Gun. Book of Black Indians, page 105. Slave-owning families sometimes encourage their sons to take a good friend from among their slaves to share their youthful adventures. Now, with that being said, y'all remember the part in the speech when Dr. King said, I have a dream that one day that the sons of the slave master and the sons of the slave will sit down in the spirit of brotherhood. That's what he said. Right. He said, I have a dream that one day that the sons of slaves and the son of slave owners will sit down in the spirit of brotherhood. Right. But here's the problem with that. Go ahead, finish up. Go ahead, Mike. I was gonna add, you know what I'm saying, that right there is what you would call token friends. Right. You know what I'm saying? Some so that these devils can bring up so they can try to prove that they aren't racist, that they don't hate our people. Right. You understand? And you know that even though they bring it up, that they are indeed racist because it'll come up out of nowhere. Right. They brought it up. You understand? They be watching the news, watching niggas die. Right. And if I was alive back when the Underground Railroad was around, I would have helped black people escape. Right. I have 3 black friends. Right. My black friend would have never been out there doing that. Right. Right. My cousin's sister's father, nephew had a black wife. Right. You know what I'm saying? So for those of our people that like to just, sit there and be like, oh yeah, I got a white buddy. He's down for the cause. He speaks about, black problems, speaks out against the government, all this and that. He's an honorary Negro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what you are to these people. You're just that token friend that they can bring up in a conversation to make themselves feel better about not being, I shouldn't say about not being racist, because really that makes them feel ecstatic. Listen, that's why they do it, because they are racist. Right. That's exactly why they do it. Let's get the rest on that book if you could. This is the killer part. This is the part that's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings, that they don't even understand what's going on. Each young man just had to remember clearly what his station in life was. Each young man had to remember what? Clearly what his station in life was. Listen, that's funny. And I'm going to take it back a while back. Now, everybody remember when LeBron James first went to L.A., was doing all these good things. What did they spray paint on this goddamn garage door? It don't matter. Like, we know LeBron James is making a lot of money, right? He's making a shitload of money. He's making millions upon millions. That, listen, from us lonely poor people, we look at him like he got it made, right? When it comes financially, he got it made. But you know what them oppressors will never let him forget?
his station. Guess what they spray painted on his garage door? They spray painted the words nigger, big as day. They let you know, look, it don't matter how much money you get, you's a nigger. And we don't give a damn about you. We don't give a damn about you. You can be the best basketball player in the world. Never forget your station.
Right.
LeBron James can buy a small goddamn country if he wanted to at this point.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But let me tell you something. Them poor white trash white devils, in their mind, they are better than LeBron James. They're never going to let him forget his station. And for you to think that Dr. Martin Luther King's dream is a reality where we can come together with our oppressor and sit together and be friends and hold hands and come together in the spirit of brotherhood, that is not the case at all, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. Man, look at your goddamn slavery. Look at the job you go to. Look at the job you go to. You can clearly see the difference in the way that the oppressor is treated at your slavery and how you're treated. Tell me you can't. I dare you. The oppressor, he's 2 minutes late from his break. It's fine. Let you be 10 seconds late. It's a goddamn problem.
Right.
You understand? You ever wonder why you always get the hard jobs and the hard stuff? And like, I'll give you another example. When America was shut down because of COVID, when it first hit, right? They said the only people who can be out is essential workers, right? Essential workers were the only people who was out. With that being said, who was the only people you seen? Who was the only people on the bus?
Right.
Who, every time you went to go get some fast food, who was the people out the window serving the goddamn food? Who was the people taking the order? Who was the people cleaning the buildings? Who was the people working? It was your brothers and sisters. It was Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's who it was. Everywhere you went, you seen the essential workers. Get what I'm saying? You know why? Because we are the slave labor. Don't ever forget your station. That's what they just said in that book, right? Listen, I encourage you to take on your token Negroes, but don't ever forget your station. And let me tell you something, even with Martin Luther King, guess what he forgot? He forgot his station. That's okay. They reminded him with a bullet, didn't they? They reminded him with a goddamn bullet. This nigga really started to love his people. Before he died, he said, I fear I've integrated my people into a burning house.
Right.
You should have knew what the hell you was doing if you was so-called minister of the Lord.
Right.
You should have knew that, man. You get what I'm saying? If I could, we're going to come back to Deuteronomy. Actually, let's get Deuteronomy. Nah, I don't even want Deuteronomy anymore. Let's go to Genesis 25 and 23. We on Martin Luther King head today. Among your ass. Pause. That one dude, a little comedian, be on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up, I'm on your head. Straight up. We not about to let this ride. We don't let traitors ride. We don't just let traitors do what they want to do and don't call them out on their goddamn crimes against Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. I don't care if you like it or not, know it or not, understand it or not. Martin Luther King was a goddamn traitor. He wants to integrate you with the oppressor. He integrated you with the oppressor. And what do you have to show for it? You have absolutely nothing. Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. Me and my brothers, we want it all. But we got nothing. You know why? Because we let a traitor like Martin Luther King integrate us with our goddamn enemies. He did us all dirty. He did me dirty, you dirty, them dirty. Anybody who's Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, he did dirty. He told us to shut our businesses down. He told us, hey, shut your business down and let's go somewhere where they don't love us, where they don't care for us. He told you to go past that Black business and go sit in a white business. Let's go get a white burger. Let's go get some white chicken. That shit don't even sound right. Let me ask you something. Have you ever had this is a double jeopardy question right here. Have you ever had some good cooking from a white person or any other one of these heathen nations? Have you ever had some good chicken? Have you ever had some good hamburgers? Have you ever had any kind of good food from them? And if you have, let me ask you something. What style of cooking did they use to fix it? Because every nation has their own style of cooking food. Every nation has their own style of cooking food. That's why you call it Mexican food. That's why you call it Chinese food. You get what I'm saying? Every nation has their own style of cooking food. So when you get some food from another nation that's cooked a certain kind of way, what's the first thing you say? Oh man, they hooked it up like a nigga would do it. This tastes like a nigga did it. You get what I'm saying? When you have some good chicken from an oppressor, it's because it was cooked like a nigga cooked it. When you have some good hamburger and french fries from an oppressor or any of these heathen nations, it's because it's cooked how Israel would cook it. It got a Mexican spin on it. It got a Gadite spin on it. It got a nigga spin on it. It is not of they shit. You go, because they shit ain't got no flavor to it. The scriptures say this: we are the salt of the earth. You hear what I'm saying? It has our flavor on it. Point blank, period. You understand? He wants you to walk past these restaurants to integrate into some bland stuff. He wants you to walk past, you know what I'm saying, greens and hot water cornbread to go get what's that? The green bean casserole.
Yes.
He wants you to walk past fried chicken. You get what I'm saying? Fried chicken with all the seasoning on it for some undercooked bland chicken. For some tofu.
It's like that's Asians right there.
Oh shit! I thought that was the pressure.
I'm pretty sure it's Asians.
Hey, it might be. You know what I'm saying? I just know it ain't what we eat. You get what I'm saying? Listen, that stuff be so nasty. My dogs won't even eat it.
Damn.
My dogs look at that and look at me and look at that and look at me and dip off. You know? Like, I don't know what this dude doing. He tripping.
I'll starve till he gets me the correct food out of the way.
Right. That's my dogs. They like, nah, this ain't nigga food right here. I don't know what he's doing. Will we on a diet around here?
Right.
Nigga, you eat it. That's why they look at me. You eat it. Straight up. And that's what Dr. King wanted you to leave behind. He wanted you to leave that behind. We had hospitals. We had schools. We had everything. And it might not have been the best, but goddamn it was ours.
Right.
It was ours. And listen, and with that being said, you doing everything in your power to get your own now. Like we are. We out here, listen, every black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man right now is in the process of trying to open up some type of goddamn business.
Right.
I know I am. I'm trying to open up my own businesses. I'm trying to do it all. And I don't give a damn how little much of anything that I got. God damn it, it's mine. And it's a service for my people. And that's what we're working on now. But when we had it and we had it in force and we had it at the abundance, we let this goddamn trader come in and talk us into giving it all away.
All right. saying, like if I
Go
could,
ahead,
just to touch on how much of a devil our oppressor is, you understand, with how it is you brought up how we used to have all this abundance of businesses,
right?
And we could really own our own, you know, towns or blocks, you understand, just places for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to be, and for it to be a safe place. But you understand, when you bring up how it is that our oppressor has destroyed, you know, our different Black businesses in order for us to really have some type of, you know, building power as a nation,
right? Like
these devils are coming, they're like, oh well, there's Black businesses. You understand that there's all these Black entrepreneurs scattered all throughout the 50 states that have their own successful businesses, but our people, we haven't been, you know, taught how to properly, you know, battle these smooth words of, you know, these devils. You understand? Because really, all you simply got to say is, okay, well, that's not enough to truly contribute to building our nation, right? You understand? Them little businesses it is that our people have built through, you understand, hard work, you understand, work that required more than what these devils would have to go through to make their businesses, right? You understand? Through all the years of that, that's not enough to truly, you know, provide something for our nation.
You goddamn right. And the proof of that is right here in front of our goddamn eyes.
Right.
And here's another thing. Like we know it's not enough for us. The oppressor has everything. Like, Salaki, I gotta say it. White America, they don't want or need for anything.
Right.
They don't. But right now, they are downtown in every major city marching on their capital, right? Why? Because they feel like what they have ain't enough. And they have everything. They feel like what they have ain't enough. And let me tell you something. Them down there, them marching, them doing all what they doing, it ain't to be equal with you, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. It ain't. They not down there asking for equality.
Right.
They're down there asking for rulership.
Right.
They're down there saying, why are you trying to split the rulership? Why are you trying to divvy things up and make stuff fair? Why are you trying to make stuff? Why are you giving them an opportunity? That's what they down there saying. Why are you giving them an opportunity? Listen, Biden, we know what Biden represents. Any black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man with worth his salt and any kind of common sense knows what Joe Biden represents.
Right.
There has not been a president yet that was not for white America. Even Obama was for who? White America. He bailed out all the major companies. He didn't bail niggas out a little bit. Go ahead.
Well, it's like I just want to touch on what you had said.
Damn right.
So I want to bring an example out for you. But what you had said previously, that these devils, they're fighting for white America, essentially.
Right.
You're saying it's
supremacy.
Right. It's not because of
equal. They don't want to be equal.
Right. It's not because of equality or nothing like that. And that's something that these devils have always done throughout the history of, you're saying, 13 colonies or the United States, whatever it is you wanted to call their empire. You're saying, but this is an example from, let me read this real quick. The Indian Wars.
Show the book if you would, so they can see it.
Okay. You understand? From the Indian Wars.
Damn right. Mighty book.
Saying it's battles, bloodshed, and the fight for freedom on the American frontier.
Right.
Saying little do we know it's freedom for who.
Right.
It's lucky. You understand? But this, what I'm about to bring out, it's about this devil whose name was Nathaniel Bacon. It's called the Bacon's Rebellion. Basically, this devil rebelled against the British because he wasn't happy with the conditions it is that him and his people were going through.
He felt he deserved.
Right.
Sam,
here's the first thing that they say about this devil, right? It says, Bacon, Slaggy, page 38. Bacon was a white Virginia frontier farmer. He was a hard worker, a heavy drinker, and a devout Indian hater. You understand? So just like nowadays, how America makes sure to point out the good things about these devils that go out and commit these different crimes.
Right.
You understand? That's exactly what this book right here is bringing out. You understand? Because the first thing they don't say he was a devout Indian hater. Right. They don't say that he was a racist. They don't bring up how he was a drunk. You understand? They make sure to let you know, hey, this man was a hard worker. Saying he busted his back on that farm every day.
Right.
You understand? That's just an excuse for them to justify his actions that he took against the British Empire.
Right.
It's saying
because if you work hard, why would you just give your stuff away? You worked hard for it.
Right. Saying I'm gonna skip over, and it says so this was his whole thing behind
his rebellion.
Yeah, his rebellion.
Right.
And you'll notice that the first thing it says, this is a main thing with Americans today. It says he wanted to lower taxes and he wanted more armies. You know, right. That's one of the biggest things that Americans talk about nowadays, right?
Right.
And
they know about the black budget, but they just scam over that.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, but especially with Biden, you have more and more of these devils talking about, oh, well, taxes, they're going to go up.
Right.
Taxes are going to increase by this much percentage and this and that. Right. Our pockets are going to be hurting.
And if I could, real quick, to touch on that, and that's how you know the difference between the wealth in America. Because blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians don't give a damn about taxes going up. You know why? Because we poor.
Right.
It don't make a difference how much more taxes you take out. We still gonna goddamn live from paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
We still out here suffering.
Right.
We don't have that kind of money to be worried about what you gonna do with it.
Right.
We just know we gotta cover these goddamn bills. But when you got money and you got money sitting in the bank and you got a plethora of revenues coming in, you worry about that. You can worry about taxes. We can't because we don't have any businesses, any money, any kind of economic system amongst yourselves. to worry about some money. So, I understand. He's a hard worker.
Right.
He's, building up,
He got to take care of his own land.
Yeah, listen, he got to take care of that.
Just like these businesses in America, they got to make sure they take care of their own people.
Damn right. So listen, them taxes is a problem.
Yeah.
You just can't be charging me no extra $200-$300 or whatever it is you're trying to charge.
Right.
I'll give it down if it's 3 cents.
Yeah.
I need that.
So it continues the Susquehannock still occupied a vast territory west of the English farms, and he felt that the local militia should forcibly take their land and subjugate them to enable further English expansion.
So you're talking about he want to subjugate, our Gadite brothers?
Right.
Is that what he want to do?
Right.
He just want to forcibly take their land? Is that what that said?
Right.
I thought he was a hard worker.
Right. I was saying, Sluggy, if I could, saying his rebellion is against the British, but yet he wants to expand British land.
Right. He said, yeah, it's against the British, but somehow we gotta, in order for me to fight the British, I gotta fight these niggas.
Right. I say I'm gonna keep reading.
My fault.
And then it continues on page 39. Bacon disliked Indians of all kinds. But the Susquehannock was most of all. To bring about a more dramatic result, he reached out to the Occaneechi tribe for alliance. So even though he had all this hatred
towards the Indians,
towards all these different tribes, he still joined hand in hand with them.
It clearly said that he hated Indians of all kinds. But he reached out to some Indians to help fight some Indians. Is that what you're trying to tell me? You know what that sounds like to me?
Devil.
That sounds like modern day America. Devils right now. And you know what I'm saying? Even though they hate niggas, they gonna reach out to some niggas to seduce some niggas. That sounds like white people reaching out to Martin Luther King to fund this nonviolent campaign that marched over all of black society to keep us docile and weak and surrender our properties is what that sounds like to me. I'm just saying. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, mighty man.
God. And this is at the end of his so-called rebellion, and this is the end result that the British Empire came with his little militia group,
right?
And it says, so let's talk about the British Empire right here. It says they countered the threat with appeasement of white frontiersmen, but also with much stronger racial rules for slavery. The Virginia Slaves Codes of 1705 clearly segregated black slaves from white indentured servants. So, I mean, if this right here ultimately put down the entire rebellion, that really all they did was basically, put a difference between the lower class of the people in the 13 colonies and a difference between the slaves. Between blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and that squashed the entire thing.
Right.
And they didn't have to lower the taxes. They didn't have to bring more armies to help guard the lands. They simply had to make a difference between the two people.
Right. That sounds like what we, kind of sounds like what we live in right now.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But don't it seem like, I don't know, that same strategy that's implicated right here, it's the same strategy that's implicated now.
Right.
Because, if you wouldn't with Martin Luther King, nonviolent, nonviolent approach to things, then you was a thug, a gangster, a violent Negro. You know what I'm saying? Like you just not, listen, you're not the kind of niggas we like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to submit, because without submission, what the hell is you doing? And if
I was gonna add,
yeah, right.
You understand? One thing we gotta realize as a people is that whenever these devils, rise up against their governments and seek to, fight these mighty armies, it's not for the benefit of our people, no matter how much they join to us. Because we see how this, blatant racist, he joined himself to the same people he hated.
Right.
You understand? Also, he could,
destroy us.
Right.
It's kind of like President Ronald Reagan making a Martin Luther King Day, even though he's pushing drugs in our community.
Right.
Kind of like all the same oppressors that supported and endorsed Martin Luther King. It's the same ones that support and endorse all the drugs being pushed in our community. Kind of like that.
Right.
I was just wondering.
Right.
If you could, I want to pull out the Black Indian Wars. Black Indian Salakia. And if you could, just break it down exactly, you know what I'm saying? Because, I just recently learned about, this information in this book. So this is the U.S. government. Basically, it's tying the U.S. government into slavery, just like how you was breaking down now. How it don't matter how much that somebody have a dream about joining with the oppressor's mindset is already set. You understand? And I just wanted to bring that out real quick, if you could break it down.
This is from the book, The Black Indians, page 157. And this is around the time of the Civil War.
Right.
Okay, so it reads, the Indian Territory in 1861.
And if I could, real quick, and you got to remember, like Martin Luther King, like whenever people think about Martin Luther King and the stuff that he said, Lincoln. Right. Right. You get what I'm saying? So I just want to bring that out, put that comparison in real quick to let you know. So the Civil War wasn't about freeing the slaves. Just clear as that. And Lincoln didn't give a damn about freeing no slaves. I just want to bring that out real quick. Go ahead, Mighty Man.
Go on.
So this right here, like Mata Rahman guy said, is around the time of the Civil War. So
from Black Indians, page 157. The Indian Territory in 1861 was surrounded by the Confederacy and flooded with its agents and sympathizers.
They was there so we can all come together. Little black boys and little white girls, right?
Was surrounded by the Confederacy and flooded with its agents and sympathizers.
You mean like Martin Luther King, them kind of agents and sympathizers that want to see blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians with absolutely nothing, oppressed, destroyed, and struggling and suffering? Is that what you mean?
Was surrounded by the Confederacy and flooded with its agents and sympathizers.
Just making sure.
So it's like if I could.
Damn right.
So this ain't talking about it was surrounded by Confederate armies, so our people don't have no excuse to say, oh, well, shoot, they had to, submit or else they'd be killed. Right. This is talking about being surrounded within the lands of the Confederacy in itself.
Right. Damn right.
Most federal agents in the Indian Territory favored slavery in the Confederacy.
They favored who?
Most federal agents in the Indian Territory favored slavery and the Confederacy.
If you would, read that one more time and read it slow so people, that's kind of remedial can pick up on it.
Go on. Most federal agents.
Most what kind of agents?
Federal agents.
You mean like the police that was letting the protesters just come right into the Capitol building?
Federal agents.
You mean the same agents that make sure that they pull up and kill black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men, women, and children within 5 seconds of pulling up and hopping out their goddamn car, but somehow are able to show restraint when a white school shooter is shooting up the goddamn school and take them alive?
Most federal agents.
Just making sure.
I was saying, it's like if I could.
Go ahead, man.
Saying the same agents that were tasked with ensuring that indigenous ways of life were not lost.
Right. Yeah. Preserve it. We got to preserve it. The history is important.
Right. I was saying Slaggy, and the sad thing is that so many indigenous tribes and really blacks and Hispanics out here in the world believe that, oh, well, should they put in all these laws to ensure that these ways of life weren't lost? These people were able to keep their culture alive and to practice it nowadays.
Right.
But yet at the same time, with them putting all these laws into place, they also put laws into place to come really against
right. And even if it ain't no laws, they're gonna do it. Like the oppressor wrote all them goddamn treaties. How many of them it was, one guy?
Like 5 something, I believe.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Like over 500 treaties. Yeah. And which one of them did they keep again?
I said, Slocky, till this day, they're still breaking treaties.
Damn right.
They said when Trump started his wall, they trespassed and destroyed native land that was actually burial sites.
Right, and preserved.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be protected
right.
under U.S. law.
Right.
It wasn't protected because, fuck the Slovakia. Damn, almost messed up Slovakia. Because they don't give a damn at the end of the day. You understand? The oppressor is such a wicked beast. It's such a wicked animal, man, that we thinking that coming together, because Martin Luther King told us to come together is going to happen. We've been hearing that since, what year was that? 1861?
Go, go.
Since 1861, we've been trying to come together. And guess what's been happening? Nothing. That's what's been happening. Say it with me. Straight up.
Right.
Trying to come together with your oppressor is not going to help Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. It don't matter what kind of dream you have. None of that matters. Serving the Most High is the only thing that matters. You want to preserve Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian way of life? Serve the Most High in the Isupk under Commander Junior YAHANNA.
Right.
Must lucky. Go ahead, mighty man.
Most federal agents in the Indian Territory favored slavery and the Confederacy.
So you trying to tell me that they favor slavery like all them Trump supporters that's down there marching on the Capitol right now that want to make America great again in their eyes? Because, according to the oppressor, and if you don't know, I'm going to teach you something. I'm going to learn you today. When an oppressor says we just want to make America great again, Black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man, they talking about the same crap we reading in this goddamn book.
Right.
Keeping you dead, keeping you suffering, keeping you oppressed with absolutely nothing. 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 I'll say it again. Nothing. Right. That's what they want you to have. They don't even want you to have a goddamn headache. They're going to give you a Tylenol for it.
Right.
You can't have nothing, nigga. Nothing. You understand? That's what makes America great again means. It means slavery and oppression and death for all Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Martin Luther King cannot fix that. He cannot help that. He cannot change the oppressor mind. And above that, he can't change the Most High mind.
Right.
The Most High put these things in place for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to understand and learn from. So when are we going to start understanding and learning?
Right.
When are we, as a nation, going to start to understand and learn? It's lucky, money man. Keep bringing it up.
Then Confederate officials and troops arrived to control matters, and U.S. power was nowhere in sight.
Where was that?
The Confederate officials and troops arrived to control matters, and U.S. power was nowhere in sight.
You mean kind of like when they marched on the capitals everywhere?
Was nowhere in sight.
Just wondering. You got something you want to bring out? A scripture?
I just wanted to get to this because we've had, multiple people that we viewed as prophets in the nation come up with, the same type of thing Martin Luther King has.
Right.
So this is from Slocky. So we're going to go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23 and verse 25.
Damn right.
Let me wait till some of the people get it online or...
No, work it out.
Come. Book of Jeremiah, chapter 23 and verse 25. I have heard what the prophets said. It's like that. As far as I'm aware of, that's what our people like to say, right? That Martin Luther King, he was the last prophet of the Lord.
Right.
What he spoke came directly from the Lord.
Right. That's what they truly believe. That's what they say. That's what they believe. Us and ISUPK, we believe and know better.
Right.
We know better. We know that he was not no goddamn priest or prophet of the Lord. That was the enemy.
Right.
He was the enemy. You ever seen damn, that's a damn shame I can't even remember that movie. Was Morgan Freeman. Damn, that's a damn shame. But he that's when he was the principal of the school, when he put the chains on the door. He had the walkie-talkie, get the chains up, the enemy is here. The enemy is here. Like, that's how we feel about Martin Luther King. He is the enemy. The enemy is here. The enemy is not, if if you're not in the Isupk camp, the Commander Junior YAHANNA, and I make it even simpler. If you don't support Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian supremacy, rulership over everything, you are the enemy.
Right.
You are the enemy. Point blank, period. Simple as that. Mic drop, nigga.
Right.
You the enemy. Because let me tell you something. Them devils down there that's marching on these cities, they are about supremacy. None of them has said, we're down here in the U.S. Capitol because we believe in coming together with all the other nations and making sure that this country is great again.
Right.
None of them have said that.
It's like, if I
Go ahead,
could, more importantly, nobody came there and said we need help against these races.
Right.
We need help against these people trying to divide the nation,
right.
trying to divide black from white. Ain't none of that happen.
They say keep it divided.
I would say even these devils out here that claim to be down for the cause, like we brought out earlier, claim to have them token best friends, claim to be having disgusting slave sex with a man or woman.
Right.
You understand? They aren't out here saying, "Oh, we need to stop this. We all need to go out there.
We all the same people.
Yeah, we need to do this and that in order to stop this division from happening amongst our people."
Right.
Ain't none of that is happening.
Right. You goddamn right. You are goddamn right.
You understand? They aren't following the words of what was supposed to be the last prophet of God.
Damn right. I was just about to say that. Said, Martin Luther King had a dream that we could all come together. Right. They not out there saying that.
I say, Slay, if I could. You're saying even drug dealers got dreams.
Right.
You're saying when I was in the world, I even had dreams of being a kingpin.
Hey, listen, you and me both. Hey, listen, my goddamn dogs have dreams. I see it all the time. I be watching my goddamn dog. My dog being doing this running. I was like, man, this bitch running in her sleep.
Grunting and growling.
Yeah, wake her ass up. She's dreaming too hard. You know what I'm saying? She has dreams. Am I supposed to follow her dreams?
Right.
Am I supposed to follow my goddamn dog dreams because she had a dream?
I was like, slacky. You're saying them devils out there at the Capitol, they have dreams.
Damn right.
They have dreams for our people to be in shackles. Does that mean you're going to go ahead and slap them on yourself, walk out the front door and be like, hey, I do as you please, master?
Right. Listen, that's the whole purpose of the Disney concept. The Disney movies, the whole thing. When you go to Disney World, what they say? Disney World, where dreams come true.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Everybody got goddamn dreams. But let me tell you something. If your dream that you have ain't following these laws, statutes, and goddamn commandments, it's not a goddamn dream. It's a nightmare. It is a nightmare. I listen. Trust me when I tell you this. I've been raised up by mighty men to be a strong priest and prophet of the Lord. If you're not following these laws, statutes, and commandments in your dream, then you're having a goddamn nightmare.
Right.
Because guess what it's going to lead to? It's going to lead to death and destruction.
Right.
Go ahead and finish what you got, mighty man Sawaki.
Come. That prophesy lies in my name.
They do what in his name?
That prophesy lies in my name.
I had a dream
that
little black boys and white girls gonna come together, hold hands, have a good family, raise kids,
right,
make America great again at the same damn time.
That prophesy lies in my name.
Damn right.
Say slacky. I don't want to. No, Christians say there's nowhere in the scripture talking about Martin Luther King. This is talking about saying a lying prophets. Saying you can't say that about him. Saying, but that's why you got to keep reading it in the scripture. Right. And saying, and if I could, you understand it, especially with these Christians, it's they just kill me because they'll sit there and say, oh well, the Bible can be interpreted all kinds of ways,
every kind of way. It can be like left is left, right is right, up is up, down and down. Well, see, it depends on how you read that, brother.
Right.
Because sometimes when you're going down, you got to go down to go up. So when it says down is down, that means that left is really right. Right. And wrong is really not wrong. Right. Like, what the hell? Right. It's only one way to interpret this Bible. Right. And the reason you don't know that is because you're a goddamn Christian and you haven't been taught anything but to love white supremacy. Right. That's why it's interpreted wrong. Because whenever it's talking about not loving the oppressor, something's wrong with the Bible. Mm-hmm. If you're a black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, and the Bible is not telling you to be submissive In your mind, there's something's wrong with the Bible. In your mind, listen, Dr. King's dream is about white supremacy. In your mind, get that Christian dogma out of your goddamn mind, man.
Right.
And listen to what this mighty man is bringing out. Go ahead with the scriptures.
Saying, I have dreamed. I have dreamed. I mean, hey, who does that sound like to you?
Listen,
Well,
we just played the speech at the beginning.
I was about to say, what was that speech we played? What did he say?
I had a dream.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, he had the career. Hey, listen, he sounded like Barack Obama. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He sounds just like Barack Obama. You ever listen to Barack Obama talk? Who did he remind you of? Dr. King. Who do you think he practiced and studied behind and said, this is the approach I'm going to take to get niggas on my side? It was Dr. King.
Right.
If we could, let's get Deuteronomy 13:1.
Oh, it's like I had.
All right, get it out. Get it out. If you got some more, bring it up.
I at least wanted to get the 26.
Go ahead, mighty man. Do your thing. My fault for rushing you. It's a lot.
You too wild. But you understand, but this right here, that cuts you Christians out there saying this scripture is not about Martin Luther King. Because who's the most well-known preacher, supposedly prophet out here that was saying, I have a dream.
If I could, only thing you have to do to cut a Christian is tell them, Google, I have a dream, and see what pops up.
Right.
Just Google it. See what pops up. Dr. King is what pops up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the I have a dream speech. Listen, this ain't my doing. This is the oppressor doing.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that started Google and labeled it, I have a dream speech.
Mm-hmm. Straight up.
I have a dream speech by Dr. King.
Right.
And he promotes that. I remember being in the goddamn kid in school, and that's how that was presented to me. Dr. Martin Luther King, I have a dream speech.
Mm-hmm.
Am I the only person that got that goddamn piece of paper that had Dr. Martin Luther King, I have a dream speech in public school?
Salaki.
You know, I went to public school, you know.
Salaki. I got that and a little book about his entire, behind the entire civil rights movement that was supposedly behind that I have a dream speech.
Said you niggas make sure you stay submissive, and you oppressor kids, you make sure you stay dominant.
Right.
That's what that whole thought process was about.
Right.
Making sure one group of people stay submissive and the other group of people stay dominant.
Right.
You understand? And outside of that, nothing else made any sense. You understand? Point blank, period. Nothing else made any kind of sense whatsoever.
Right. I say, and the bad part is that Martin Luther King isn't the only one that had a dream, you understand, about us coming together with these heathens and these damn devils.
Right.
You understand? For instance, you got the Jake's name was Jack Wilson, or the prophet, who, you understand, he had a vision of a future prophecy of essentially peace on earth. You understand? Everybody coming together, and basically his vision was the whole premise behind the ghost dances that Sitting Bull was, incorporating in his movement of bringing different indigenous tribes together. Saying, we might make the argument of saying, oh no, that was all about bringing together different indigenous tribes, about ensuring that we don't hate one another anymore because we've had such conflict amongst our own different tribes and this and that. But when you go and you look into the root of it all, behind all of that, it's about coming together with these devils.
Yeah, I'm right.
You understand? Because you look into the original vision, it's about peace on earth.
Right.
No more war. You understand? No more disease and this and that. You understand? And the only way that there can be no more war is if we come together with these devils.
Right.
If we come together with the Asians and the East Indians and the Arabs, that's the only way that we won't have any conflict.
And that's a fool's goddamn dream.
Right.
Like, you got to be a goddamn fool to believe that since the beginning of time.
Right.
Like, let's get some more on the scriptures, because I got a couple I want to bring up.
Come.
You know what I'm saying? And if I could, real quick, shout out to Mike Dixon, man. Rocking it out hardcore. Shalom, Lord Christ, mighty man. I see you.
Most High Christ.
You know what I'm saying?
Verse 26. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies?
Hey, if I could,
Go ahead.
If I could. Only if I could.
Go ahead.
That is every goddamn Christian pastor right now. Listen, every Christian pastor is in the church right now talking about how much Martin Luther King was right. How we should still come together.
Right.
How they believe in the greater America, where little black boys and little white girls could come together, and the sons of slaves and the sons of slave masters could sit down in the spirit of brotherhood. They talking about it right now. They truly believe in that crap. And here's the killer part. Some of them truly believe in it, and the ones that don't still support it.
Right.
Because if they don't, there goes their paycheck.
Right.
They will sell us out for a goddamn dollar, man. For a goddamn dollar. Not even a whole dollar. You get a nigga 75 cents, he'll sell us out. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a damn. Get what I'm saying? So the question is this. How long would I be in the hearts of false prophets? Now, to this day. Until you understand that the ISUPK is the only ones that have the answers.
Right.
Until you, and I'm making a difference between us and you. Because listen, if you're not in the ISUPK under Commander Junior YAHANNA, you need to come. You need to. I'm not here because I want to be here. I'm here because I have to be here.
Right.
Why do I have to be here? Because at the end of the day, it's not about me. It is about my sons, my daughters, my brothers, my sisters, my nation. That's why I'm here. I have to be here because I love my nation and my people more than I love myself.
Right.
You understand? That's what it's about.
So it's like if I could.
Go ahead, mighty man.
And say, I mean, so I'm gonna go ahead and reread that from the top for the people. Verse 26. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets that prophesy lies? You understand? So even after all that it is that America has done
Right.
to our nation, whether you are Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian,
Right.
with, you understand, the drugs being pumped into our community, the weapons, the division it is that they teach our people,
Social injustice.
you understand, all of it. You understand, the missing sisters out on the reservations,
God damn.
knowing damn well that the government has some hand in it.
So lucky, if I could, you got to make sure that you bring that up every class. You already do, but I want to make sure that these brothers and sisters never forget.
Right.
You know, like we got brothers and sisters missing everywhere, and especially on the goddamn reservations. More so on the reservations. Why? Because all that shit is swept up under the goddamn rug. It's swept up under the rug. Don't nobody give a damn about the reservation.
Right.
They don't. Point blank. That's just the fact of the matter. They don't care. And that is so goddamn heavy that you bring that up, even with all that happening. You know what I'm saying? So lucky I am in the country.
Oh, that's wild. You understand? I mean, because that's such a heavy topic, and it's something that is like truly devastating the different, indigenous communities. But yet, as a nation, we believe so much in this dream, this fantasy of, oh well, if I do this, and that, eventually America, they're gonna realize, oh, I've done these people wrong. I'm gonna give them my love. Eventually, oh well, the people of America are gonna give us all their love, but yet we don't sit there and look at all the crimes that they've committed, even up till this day.
Right.
You understand? And especially with these missing sisters, because that's such a heavy thing going on within our communities.
Right.
Like, and we don't even think that, oh well, shoot, these people, they've done this in the past. They've been taking sisters for hundreds of years, making them sex slaves and making and
trying to marry into the goddamn nation is what they've been trying to do.
You know what I'm saying? You understand?
Because if I could, because if it's one thing that the oppressor knows, he knows how to destroy his enemy.
Right.
He knows to turn us against each other. He knows that by him taking a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian woman, marrying into the family, that you are the seed of your father. He understands that. That's been since the biblical days. Like I said it like it ain't biblical days now, huh?
Right.
That's it. Let me rephrase that. That's been since Genesis.
Right.
And that's still going on to this day in 2021. Why do you think a devil couldn't wait to marry Serena Williams and Halle Berry and things like that? Because listen, here's what you want to do. You want to marry into the wealth.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? They don't have wealthy fathers, but they accumulated wealth on themselves. Let me marry in, and guess where that wealth goes? Now that wealth goes to their nation.
Right.
Now that wealth goes to them.
Right.
That's what I want to bring us a lucky.
I know you too wild. It's a heavy point that you brought out. Sam, but the point of it all is we can't just look at all of that and think that these devils don't have no type of hand to play in it.
Right.
We can't look at all that and be like, oh, well, shoot, another 400 years from now, hey, we'll be coming up.
Look, listen, give it another 60 years.
Right. I'm saying Salakia. You understand? There was this Jake and my slave that said, you give it another 100 years and we'll be on the same level with these damn devils. You have such belief in your goddamn dream.
Yeah, that's a brother that gave up hope right there.
Right.
That's a brother that gave up all hope. He said another 100. Right. That's what we be saying when we used to gamble. 100.
Right.
And that nigga said give it another 100 years and we be on the same level.
Right.
Nigga, another 100 years.
We'll be.
I'm talking about tomorrow,
right.
Nigga. What is you talking
right.
about? I almost cussed again. What the bleep is you talking about?
And the sad thing is that's not just that single brother, that single Jake. That is spread across the entire nation.
That is Christianity.
And we all have that blind faith in what is really Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream. And saying that's really what that all stems from.
Right.
You understand? Because, I mean, so like I shouldn't say that's all that it stems from, because that's really all Christianity,
right.
Depending upon our oppressor.
Yeah. We need them. In order for us to be successful, we have to come together with the oppressor, according to Christianity.
Right.
That's according to Christianity. I mean, my words, that's Christians.
Right.
That's what T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar, all of them say.
Right.
Joel Osteen, you name it.
You understand? But the sad thing is that we all have such blind faith in that dream that will allow for our people to go through literally hell for another 100, 400, 450, 500 years. You understand?
So listen, you leave it up to Christianity. They don't give a damn. They let Christ come and leave again and still talk about, well,
right.
You know, he came, but he still didn't get right. But that's because we wasn't loving the enemy.
I would say Salaki, you know, he could crack that sky with all them chariots, the 200 million chariots raining down, you understand, that hellfire upon these devils and heathens, and we'll still be like, nah, jump in front of them, like, nah, Christ. Please.
He's an honorary nigga.
Yeah. He's been my boy for decades. Please.
He can rap good. Go ahead and spit it first.
He's down for the cause, Lord. Right. I mean, Christ, like it.
Listen. The funny part is this, though. Even with all that being said, at the end of the day, it's so funny, though, because even with Christians in this subject right here, it's such a touchy subject, because Christians, like Martin Luther King, is the foundation of Christianity.
Right.
Whether you know it or not, like it or not, understand it or not, because Christians want to love everybody. Martin Luther King wanted to love everybody. He wanted to love everybody but his own. You get what I'm saying? But my thing is this, Christian, and it goes back to what you're saying. When them skies crack, because it's going to happen, at the end of the day, we're going to find out who was right and who was wrong.
Right.
But here's the killer part. If we was right, and I'm using this metaphorically, even though I know we're right, because this is the ISUPK, under Commended during YAHANNA. We are the only ones with the truth. So I know we right. But I'm going to just say, because I'm trying to break down a point here, even if you are right, Christian, we good regardless. But if we right, listen, if we right, regardless, you are screwed.
Right.
You are screwed, because you've been out here loving the oppressor, you know, trying to save everybody, love everybody, participating in heathen festivities. You want to celebrate Christmas, New Year's, Easter, Valentine's Day, Martin Luther King's Day. You celebrating all that, right?
Thanksgiving.
Oh, Most High Christ, Thanksgiving. You understand? Eating to the slaughter of your brothers. Let me tell you something. If we right, you are screwed for all of that.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But Christian, here's the killer part. If you're right, regardless, every brother in the ISUPK are good, because if the heathens and the oppressor could get into heaven, then nigga, we a shoe in.
I say Salaki, I could.
Like, only thing we got to do is say, look, my bad, and we get into heaven.
Right.
We ain't had to put in no brick, just my bad. Hey, look, Salaki, Salaki, sir.
Right.
I messed up.
Say Sluggy if I could.
Go ahead, mighty
You
man.
understand? I would much rather burn in hell with
Damn right.
our ancestors
Damn
that
right.
were brutalized, you understand, and murdered by these goddamn devils than to sit up in a paradise with the same people that did such horrendous crimes to them.
Listen, you already know where I'm going. It ain't no hard decision. I breathe for this warfare.
I would say Sluggy.
I die for this
Right.
warfare.
I say Sluggy, you understand the Satan would have you at the head of his armies
You
that
feel
rage
me?
war against the heavens if
You
you go
feel
by
me?
a Christian Christian
Yeah,
belief.
you feel me? Damn right. They be like, how this nigga become
Right.
spawn?
Right.
I believed in white Jesus.
You're right. You're saying you'd be a top general coming against these goddamn devils that are just living their best lives.
Right. According to Christianity.
Right.
You understand? And that's the and listen, that's the problem with Martin Luther King's dream. You messing up. And if we could, you done with the scriptures?
Come.
Most High Christ. Can we get Deuteronomy 13:1? I want to show you something, man. I know, listen, here's the killer part. Your Christian pastor supports Martin Luther King, so you've never heard the scripture. Listen, I know you never heard it. There's a lot of things that I never heard in the Bible at all before I came into the ISUPK under Commander Junior YAHANNA. You know what I'm saying? And I would just like to thank all the mighty man before me because they taught me these scriptures. And I want to show you something that I learned that changed my life, that made me understand that Martin Luther King was a goddamn traitor. Let's get it. Deuteronomy 13:1.
Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 13 and verse 1. If there arise among you a prophet.
Who?
A prophet.
That's what they claim Martin Luther King was, right? They claim he was a prophet. I have a dream. That was his whole thing. We just played it before the beginning of the class. We played his I have a dream speech.
Right.
He told you what he was dreaming. Get the rest.
I'll say Salaki.
Go ahead, buddy.
Not only a prophet, but the last prophet.
Listen, that's what the Christians say. He was the last prophet. Martin Luther King was it.
Right.
That was that nigga.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all need to listen. You got to love your brother. Love the enemy. You got to love the oppressor. We got to come together. We can only do this if we got to make America great again. Right? Let's get the rest of the scripture.
Or a dreamer of dreams.
I have a dream that one day. That's how he said it.
Right.
I'm saying like he said, I have a dream. Let's get some more, man. Listen, it's for you to believe in what Martin Luther King, Orgy Mike was saying. He was a goddamn fool.
Right.
Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man.
Right.
We about to get it in the scriptures. Go ahead, Bangad, if you would, my man.
And giveth thee a sign or a wonder.
That's what he did. He gave a sign and a wonder. You seen all them black people marching? You seen all them black people like you see how black people descended on that Capitol with Martin Luther King, and it was all peaceful. And then you turn the news to today and see how them devils is down there tearing up and destroying stuff. You're like, man, that's a wonder. Look how he came together, and we was all peaceful down there singing "We Shall Overcome."
Right.
And these devils, they got one Negro spiritual for them tearing up the city, huh?
Right.
Go ahead, man.
I was saying, Sluggy, if I could. You know, these devils knew what they were going down to the Capitol for. You understand? They knew that they were going to fight for their nation.
Right.
But when we got to the Capitol, even though we was fighting for, better wages in these devils' businesses. Hey, Salaki, if I could.
Hey, man, you the worst for that one.
Hey, imagine.
Better wages in their businesses. Yeah. So, no, that's the black owned. Shut that shit down.
Right.
We trying to get paid in the white man's establishment.
Yeah,
can we do that?
I said, just imagine doing all of that marching and going through all that just to get them at them steps, and you hear this damn coon sit there and say, I have a dream that little black boys and white girls come together hand in hand.
Hey, real niggas was in the crowd like, what the
right. Salaki, I would have turned my picket upside down and charged at him like it was a spear. You understand? And I mean, the crazy part is how fast it is that our oppressor really distorted the truth of the entire civil rights movement.
Right. Hey, I got a question. Where's the white Martin Luther King that's trying to take charge of what's going on in the world today?
Right.
Like, no, we don't need to be down there tearing up the Capitol. We need to come together and make sure that everybody is equal.
Right.
They don't give a damn about being equal with us. They like, we want rulership. Quit giving them niggas the big head.
Right.
Why you telling them niggas they cool?
Right.
They mad at Biden because he was for black people. Even though black people know that he's not for us, he tricked everybody that don't have an awareness of what's really the world is going on. What really in the world is going on.
Like,
go ahead, Mighty
so
man.
He tricked the idiots.
Yeah, the idiots.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
the Christians.
Yeah, I mean, that's as simple as you can put it.
How do I know he tricked the Christians? Because if you wanted to vote, you had to go where? To the Christian church.
Right.
To Martin Luther King Baptist Church. He was a Baptist. Listen, since 1950, that's when Martin Luther King started. He started in 1950, and then a devil blew his brains out in 64. You understand? So technically, we had 15 years of Martin Luther King, and what has changed since 1950 to now? Nothing. Nothing. And I'm going to show you why nothing has changed. Let's get the rest of that scripture.
Go. Verse 2, and the sign or the wonder come to pass, whereof he spake unto thee.
Listen, that came to pass because, listen, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, we wanted us white people. We wanted white men, white women. We wanted it all. Listen, when you become a professional athlete, whether you're a man or a woman, Serena Williams is one example. You get what I'm saying? And there's so many goddamn football and basketball players that have white wives. I can't even name them all. But when you become a status figure and get some money, what's the first thing you do? You go get you a heathen.
Right.
You go get you a heathen. Young Jeezy is the most gangsterest rapping nigga on planet Earth, and he wouldn't got him a Moabite.
Right.
Go ahead, Mighty man.
Saying Salaki, if I could, it not only came to pass because we chose to go out and do this, but because
you're absolutely right.
But because it profited America the most to have blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians integrate into their society.
That's why it is pushed. That's why we have Martin Luther King Day.
Right.
His day is it today or tomorrow?
It's today.
It's today. Oh, it's today. So Martin Luther King Day is today. It's pushed so hard because it profits America.
Right.
Black, listen, being so-called pro-black, long as you Martin Luther King, and I'm about to make that. I'm gonna hashtag that after class. Long as you Martin Luther King, and it's profitable for America.
It's like if I could, and it's especially pushed harder today due to the division amongst the different devils.
You got them right. Got them right. If I could, because Donald Trump made niggas start to do this. Niggas started to do this. You wouldn't like this no more. When Donald Trump got in office, I went from this right here to this. This right here. You cannot punch anybody like this. You know what I'm saying? You can slap somebody, but that ain't nothing.
Right.
You can't knock nobody out with a slap. I've never seen anybody knocked out with a slap. But when you put this together and you give a couple of these, or if you hit hard like I do, just one of them is sleepy night. And that's what was happening to America.
Right.
Niggas was doing this. Boom, came together like this. And it was about to get ugly in the game. It was about to get ugly. And what white America said, oh no, Donald Trump is tripping. He's waking niggas up. Isupk numbers is jumping. We got to do something about that.
Right.
Niggas is following the Bible. Drug sales ain't at an all-time high. Niggas is leaving the Molly Percocets alone. Get Trump out of office and put Biden in. Tell Biden that he should say that he love all niggas and, you know what I'm saying, kiss little black babies and all that. And niggas fell for it again, of course. We fell for it again. You understand? Martin Luther King's dream was alive. He's like, I served under Obama. I love niggas.
It's like if I could.
Go ahead, buddy, man.
It's just our idea of being equal, and really our idea in that dream is so strong that we really believe that, you know, they're getting Trump out of office because he was against black people.
Right.
When really, like you said, it was because he allowed for black people to come together.
Right. Because America's always been racist.
Right.
But here's the secret, the dirty little secret that America don't want people to know. They like to keep the racism on the hush-hush. They don't want it to be out in the open, because when it's out in the open and everybody's looking at it, we're going to do something about it. But long as it's behind the scenes and we can't see it, we act like they love us. Well, you know, it ain't all white people.
Right.
There's this dumb little group over there. But the same people, here's the funny part. When Trump supposedly lost the election, right, all them Trump flags and Trump train and Make America Great Again signs turn to what kind of signs? To Biden signs.
Mm-hmm.
To Biden. Why did they turn to Biden signs? Because at the end of the day, they know that their dream is still alive. Their dream is still alive. As long as you believe in Martin Luther King dream, Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, their dream is still alive.
Right.
You got something else you want to bring out?
I'll finish this and bring up mine.
Most High Christ. Let's get the rest on the scripture.
Saying, let us go after other gods.
Let us do what?
Go after other gods.
Let me tell you something. Anytime that you want to join nations, anytime that you say that you want a heathen for a wife or a husband, you're going after other gods. And you no longer serve the God of the Bible. You're serving their gods.
Right.
You picking up their traditions. Believe it or not, like it or not, understand it or not, that is exactly what you are doing. Let's get some more on the scripture.
Which thou hast not known.
What? Say what? We've been living with them our whole lives.
Which thou hast not known.
We don't know them other gods. You understand? We don't know them. But yet still we support and love and here's the thing. Christmas. You understand? Christmas. Easter.
Thanksgiving. Valentine's Day. New Year's. President's Day.
Martin Luther King Day. Them is other gods.
Right.
That's what that is. Them is other gods. Let's get some more on the scriptures.
And let us serve them. Verse 3. Thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet.
Of who?
Of that prophet.
Of that prophet. You understand? You shouldn't be listening to no goddamn Martin Luther King. Point blank, period.
Right.
Point blank, period.
So it's like if I could.
Go ahead, Mighty.
Yes, and because before Martin Luther King, different indigenous as well as Hispanic tribes had, different prophets it is that had just these groundbreaking epiphanies that would, change the balance of the world or the earth. Right. You know what I'm saying, as we speak, you understand, but yet we weren't supposed to be following, you understand, these different lies it is that they told to us as a nation. You know what I'm saying? Because that right there, that was like a major backing behind like Sitting Bull's ghost dances. You understand? Right. I'm not too acquainted with the different Hispanic tribes, but I know from the book The Black, it's like from the Indian Wars, that it is that in South America they even had certain priests, certain prophets that gave prophecies or visions to the nation. Right.
If I could, real quick, so lucky. I don't usually do this, but I gotta address this. So Alexander Gregory, that's what I think your name is. Listen, this right here, this nigga sitting right here to me, right here to my right, this is the most hardcore nigga that you ever gonna find, man. This is that nigga Madara Bungad. If you would, state your registry for me.
Come. Madara Bungad Ban Salakia. Madara Bungad Ban Yashala.
Right. Listen, this is a Gadite. This ain't no goddamn listen, yeah, he's a brother. Damn right. Damn right, Mike Dixon. That's a brother. This is Madara Bungad. You understand? This is the most, man, listen, this is the most hardcore Gadite that I've ever had the fucking pleasure of sitting next to. You know what I'm saying? You can say Edomite all you want to. You understand? That's because you don't know the scriptures and you don't know what it means to be a Hebrew. It's all about who your father is. His father's a Gadite. Guess what that makes him? I almost cussed. A goddamn Gadite. You understand? And this is my brother. And I tell you one thing. Anybody ever try to lay a hand on him, I'm going to be doing life with no problems, with no questions asked. You understand? It's my nigga, straight up. How about you understand? Ain't no, listen, I'll be damned if I ever sit next to an Edomite. You understand? I'm Azad cruel. Right. Listen, when the Most High Christ come back and we take the goddamn kingdom, that's what my plantation is built off of. Torturing Edomites.
It's just like,
You
if I
understand?
could
Go ahead, mighty man.
understand this man is gonna be broke in the kingdom.
I'm gonna be the brokest nigga in the
Yeah,
kingdom.
simply
All about killing heathens.
Say for the young man, make sure y'all pursue some type of
So it's a financial game. Because I'm gonna be the brokest nigga in the kingdom. But as long as I get to kill my goddamn enemies, it's worth it.
Right.
You understand? Because that's what I'm about. I'm here for the warfare. Don't ever get it mistaken. You understand? And any brother that you see me sitting next to is here for the warfare as well. This is the ISUPK under Commander Junior YAHANNA.
Right.
No heathens allowed. You understand? And just to make it clear for you, the white man is the goddamn devil the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm right. It's lucky. I just had to let that little guy know. Let's get back to it.
Come. Or that dreamer of dreams.
Damn right. And who is this talking about, if I could, Buncat?
She was talking about Martin Luther King. You understand?
Damn
that
right.
False prophet.
That false prophet. That's what the scriptures say. The false prophet. You know what I'm saying? The false prophet. Let's get some more. Damn right. Kentucky 8. You goddamn right. Kentucky 8 sitting next to him. You understand? Damn right. Go to war for his people. Die for his people, man. That's what it's about. Salakia. Most High in Christ.
For the Lord your God proveth you.
He do what?
Proveth you.
Listen, he gonna test your spirit. He gonna test every man's spirit. You understand? Every man's spirit gets tested. He gonna prove you. Listen, what's another precept on that? Go to the book of Job. Go to the book of Job. You'll see how your spirit gets proven, how it gets tested. You understand? Point blank, period. Let's go some more.
To know whether ye love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul.
With all your who?
With all your heart and with all your soul.
Your heart is your goddamn mind. You understand? Point blank, point blank, period. Your heart is your mind. Let me tell you something, man. Your mind, the mind is a terrible thing to waste. You know what I'm saying? You follow a lot of fake Hebrew Israelites. You've been listening to them goddamn, I almost said something I was going to regret. Half are homosexuals, but I really want to drop the F-bomb, but I'm not, because, I don't got time for all the phone calls tonight. But you know what I want to say, but I can't, because, I was ordered not to. And we follow orders here in the UPK. But these homosexual groups, you know what I'm saying? You listen to them and you let, things like complexion be the determining factor on who's Israel and who's not. But yet still you look at somebody like Martin Luther King and you accept him.
Right.
You accept him and you understand and you love him because he looks the part. He can look the part all he wants to, but if he don't play the goddamn part, guess what he is? He's a goddamn traitor to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians everywhere.
Right.
You understand? Let's get some more.
Are you going to go to verse 4?
Yeah, we rocking it out. We're going up to 5 on this one.
Verse 4. Ye shall walk after the Lord your God.
We should do what?
Walk after the Lord your God.
When you walk after the Lord thy God, what does that mean?
Follow the law, statutes, and commandments.
Follow the law, statutes, and commandments. That don't mean that you tell your brothers and sisters to accept any and everybody. To one day you have a dream to walk hand in hand with the same people that's murdering your brothers and sisters, that's killing your brothers and sisters. Hell no, that ain't what that means. That means that you follow the law, statutes, and commandments. Let's get some more.
And fear him.
And do what?
And fear him.
What is fear of the Lord? I'll tell you what fear of the Lord is. Fear of the Lord is this: understanding the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
When you understand the law, statutes, and commandments, you fear the Lord because you understand that he's not here to play games. He's not here to love and kiss and hug. He's here to separate brother from brother, father from son, mother from daughter. You understand? That's what he's here to do. Point blank, period. Let's get some more.
And keep his commandments and obey his voice.
And do what?
And obey his voice.
And do what?
And obey his voice.
No sweat. Keep going.
And ye shall serve him.
And he should do what?
and ye shall serve him
Damn right.
and cleave unto him.
And do what?
Cleave unto him.
Listen, that's what it means to serve the Lord.
Right. Verse 5. And that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death.
They should be what?
Shall be put to death.
Listen, I'm looking at a dude named Forrest. What's that? Forrest Clark. I see what you're saying, man. But listen, let me tell you something. You don't believe in the Most High. You don't believe in Christ. But you believe in Martin Luther King, huh? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I see Ron Crow on here. You don't believe in the Most High. You don't believe in Christ. But you believe in Martin Luther King, huh? Let me tell you something. Read that again.
And that prophet or that dreamer of dreams shall be put to death.
Hey, all your dreams and them false prophets that you believe in are put to death.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Listen, I would address your questions, but here's the thing. At the end of the day, what do you believe in? Ron Crow, Forrest Clark, let me ask you something. What do y'all believe in? You tell me what you believe in. You look like I think y'all Muslims. I think y'all into that Egyptology.
Right.
I think y'all Baptists like Martin Luther King. What do you believe in? You give me a foundation of what you believe in and I answer your question. If you ain't got no foundation of what you believe in, you're wasting my goddamn time. Because my job ain't to try to help you out and help you believe. My job is to raise up brothers and sisters who really want this truth.
Right.
You understand? Oh, he's a devil? I should have known. Right on. Right on to my nigga Mike Dixon. He's a devil.
That's how I
You understand? We ain't got time for no devils. You understand? We only here for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. How do you know that?
That's right.
Because we the ISUPK under the Convention Junior High. You understand?
Let me go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because he had spoken to turn you away from the Lord your God.
Who did Martin Luther King try to turn blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians against?
To turn you away from the Lord your God.
How do we know that? Because he wants you to come together with the same people that's killing you,
Right.
that's murdering you, that's raping you, that's robbing you, that has done that since the beginning of times. You know what I'm saying? So done that since the beginning of times and had continued to do it to this day. Them same oppressors that's down there at the Capitol, they ain't down there for you. They down there for them. They down there to raise their nation up, to build their nation, to make sure they strong. They don't give a damn about blacks, Hispanics, or Native Indians. And anybody who don't give a damn about blacks, Hispanics, or Native Indians is a goddamn traitor.
Right.
You understand? Death to every traitor.
That's right.
Get some more on the scripture.
Which brought you out of the land of Egypt.
What did the Most High do?
Which brought you out of the land of Egypt.
What does Egypt mean? All these people talking all this slick stuff on Facebook. Let me tell you something. You don't even know what Egypt means.
Right.
What is Egypt? What does it mean? I bet you watch the movies and you truly believe that white people was in Egypt.
Right.
Well, all the pharaohs were white.
Right.
And even the slaves were white. So you know. Niggas say, where's Egypt at anyway? You don't even know where it's at on the map.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You tell a nigga Egypt in Africa, they like, what? I never learned that in the school. You damn right you didn't. Because you part of the oppressor. You get what I'm saying? You part of the oppressor. Let's get some more.
And redeemed you out of the house of bondage.
Out of the house of who?
Out of the house of bondage.
The Most High brought us out of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. That's what Egypt means. The house of bondage. If I hadn't have told you, half of you devils wouldn't even have caught that.
Right.
Because you know what? The oppressor is the devil, the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
And listen, everything about you and your nation is a goddamn lie. You stolen everything. You have absolutely nothing.
Right.
You understand? You are the wicked on the face of the planet. And for all you Martin Luther King lovers who want to try to come together with the oppressor, just know this. He is the devil the Bible speaks of. And I'm going to pull that scripture for you later to show you that he's not one of us. He doesn't act like one of us. He don't give a damn about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You understand? Look at what's going on at the Capitol. They don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? Let's get some more.
To thrust thee out of the way which the Lord thy God commanded thee to walk in.
Say that again.
To thrust thee out of the way which the Lord thy God commanded thee to walk in.
Listen, Martin Luther King did not give a damn about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You want me to tell you who he cared about? He cared about the oppressor and coon Negroes who loved the oppressor as much as he did.
Right.
Here in ISUPK, you will not find that. You're going to find hard a stern man that don't give a damn about what some traitors say. We don't give a damn about what a traitor say, about what a coward say.
Right.
Anybody that got something to say, prove me different. Prove me wrong. Lace up your goddamn boots and come into this organization and do your brick. Put in your brick, do your work, show me. Until then, you know what you are? You's a goddamn coward. You's an internet thug. Put a goddamn a scope and put a scope and a foregrip or an angle grip on your keyboard. Because that's all you is a keyboard gangster. You's a goddamn coward. The real mighty man is out here doing the work. And the reason you online watching, talking slick is because you know we the only ones with the cojones to do anything about building this nation up. Let's get some more.
So shalt thou put the evil away from the midst of thee.
What did the Lord do?
So shalt thou put the evil away from the midst of thee.
The Lord had an Edomite put a bullet in his brain.
Right.
That's what the Lord did. The Lord had an Edomite put a bullet in his brain. You get what I'm saying? That's what he did with the false prophet. He took him out. He took him out. The ISUPK under the command of General YAHANNA, you know what we are? We're protected by the Lord. You understand? Right. Point blank period. It's just like that. It's as simple as that. We are protected by the Lord. We are the Lord's chosen, man. And some more I want to get on that scripture, but I know my nigga Bon Gad want to bring some stuff out.
Just like, I'm going to get your last one.
No, you go ahead and rock it out, and we shut it down after that.
It's like I was going to.
What's on Christ? Go ahead and rock it out. I went on talking crazy, dealing with these cats on Facebook, talking all that slick stuff. You know what I'm saying? These devils. Hey, most high Christ for these devils rocking it out. Right. You know what I'm saying? You need to learn your faith. You need to learn what's going on with you. You know what I'm saying? Just pray you don't end up on my plantation. That's what you need to do. All you devils talking slick, just pray that you don't end up on my plantation. Because you're going back to your natural state. You're going back to your native tongue. What is your native tongue, devil? Guess what it is? It's grunting.
Right.
That's how you're going to be talking on my plantation. Anything other than that, I'm cutting your tongue out your mouth. So right. Go ahead, mighty man.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 14 and verse 12.
Damn right.
There is a way which seemeth right unto a man. So just like Martin Luther King, he thought that his way, his dream.
He said, loving the white man is the right way.
He thought that was the way to go.
Right.
Just like all of the generations after him thought that loving these goddamn devils, no matter what it is that they do to us, you understand, no matter how much it is that they destroy our communities, our nation, that loving them should be the right way to go.
Even now, to this day.
You understand? And what it is that we get that from is simply from slavery. Right. You understand? Because
Stockholm Syndrome.
Right. You understand? Because we've been taught since a young age that being a slave is the right way to go.
We was taught that was where our history began then.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, you want to know where black people come from? You niggas were slaves.
Right.
What was before then? Nothing.
Right. And so if you want to survive, being a slave is the right way to go.
Right.
And that's what it is that we've been taught and what has been passed down through the different generations. You understand? And I mean, you can even go beyond this damn sellout's so-called dream. Really, it's like, I shouldn't say so-called dream, because it was his dream to be able to sleep with white women and not get
lynched. Lived this dream.
Right.
Hey, listen, he lived his dream up. The problem is he wanted to spread that, I almost cussed. He wanted to spread that filth on to us, to everybody.
Right.
You understand? And it took hold, especially in Christianity, especially in baptism.
Right.
In Baptist, because that's what he was. He was a Baptist minister.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So it took hold in them so-called false religions. But understand this about the ISUPK. This is not a religious organization. The ISUPK is not something that we do. The ISUPK It's something that we live.
Right.
Go ahead, Mighty Masalaki.
You understand? I mean, that heavy point you brought out. You know, and not only was that something that seemed right to him, but I mean, our people just dwelling out here in the world, a lot of things seem right to our people. It seems right to be a drug dealer. It seems right to sit there and get high every goddamn day, every 2 hours.
Listen, that was me before I learned the truth. It seemed right to sell drugs and smoke drugs.
Right.
That was me.
Right.
That was my life, nigga. I was living the dream, Martin Luther King style.
I mean, America promotes it, so why would it not be right?
Listen, if he can sleep with white women in a Watergate hotel, I can smoke me a blunt. That's the way I looked at it. I was a hardcore Christian.
Right. I was saying, it's like, that's the sad part is that's a way a lot of our people look at things.
Right.
Is, you know, oh, well, you know, I view this or that as being the right way to go. So that's exactly what I should do, no matter the consequences.
Right.
When, I mean, that's simply all Christianity teaches you. So not only to love these pale-faced bastards, but to sit there and lean onto your own understanding.
Right. Because it don't matter what the truth is. Because, you know, I serve God in my own way.
Right.
You know, I'm a Christian.
Right.
Hey, listen, I know what the Lord requires of me, but the Lord knows my heart. That's Christians. That was Martin Luther King. That's every goddamn Christian pastor. And if I could, real quick, it's lucky. I don't mean to keep cutting you off, but if I could, and when you look at the video, who's in the back of him while he's giving that "I Got a Dream" speech? You see nothing but goddamn Muslims.
Right.
You see a bunch of rock humpers and rock kissers. That's what you see. The Muslims. They back there with them dumbass hats on, whatever they are, the kufis, whatever. I don't know what they call them, but they back there with them on, and they I have a dream, and they out there like they doing something, but they went nowhere when he got killed.
Right.
They didn't go avenge him. They didn't do none of that. They kept pushing. Get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, they are about white supremacy too. How do we know? Because Malcolm X told us along with Louis Farrakhan. He said, hey, look, they don't care about niggas. He got deals with them. He got deals with the KKK.
Right.
So lucky.
But the end thereof are the ways of death.
Say that again.
But the ways thereof are the ways of death.
It don't matter how much you want to try to make America great again with that presser. You look at them, talk about, oh, voted for Donald Trump. It don't matter what president you vote for. Every president is about white supremacy and Christianity.
Right.
They put their hand on a Bible and swear in. Listen, let me tell you something. That Bible that they put their hand on in the King James is the NIV. You know what I'm saying? They're taking the color out of it.
So it's like if I could.
Go ahead,
and that ain't just for these damn devils, you know, being inaugurated as presidents. That's for Martin Luther King's. You
and all his followers.
Right. You know what I'm saying? A man who thought, the right way for me and my people to go is to love these devils, to incorporate ourselves into their society, for me, myself, to have all these different orgies at these hotels. He viewed that as the right way to go. Right. But what did the Lord do to him because of having that understanding?
Oh, we read that in Deuteronomy 13. He put him to death.
You understand? He caught a bullet. That's what the Lord did for him.
So like I didn't even mean to laugh, but god damn, this is the way you said it. Like that nigga caught it, like somebody threw him a football. You understand? And then listen, all this so-called niggas was there. Who was that? Jesse Jackson, I think it is. He took the blood and rubbed it on him. Was like, I'm the next leader up. You don't see this nigga for nothing.
Right.
If there's not a dollar involved in it, you don't see him for nothing. He's not preaching that. Well, you know, Martin Luther King had a dream. I've never seen him say that in the speech.
Right.
You know, Martin Luther King, me and him was like this, and he had a dream. And my job is to make sure his dream is built into fruition.
Right.
So to support his dream.
Right.
Let me tell you something. The reason you don't give a damn about his dream is because he got his own dreams. Let me tell you something. My dream is the same of every dream that every brother have in the UPK. And that's the most high, what he said. And that's to make sure that blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have total rulership and dominance over everything on the earth.
Right.
That's my dream. My dream is the same as all my brothers. And there's nothing you can do about it, oppressor, because it's going to come true. Why? Because we are the true priests and prophets of the Lord. We follow these scriptures. And listen, We watching Babylon self-implode on itself.
Right.
Eventually, it's gonna come a point in time where everybody's gonna follow the Isupk Sioux Commander during YAHANNA, and that's gonna be a glorious day. You understand? Anything else you want to bring out before we shut it down?
So I just wanted to bring out a quick little example from the Black Indians book.
Yeah, I'm right. Go ahead, money man.
It's saying this for the different leaders of the indigenous tribes who followed their own ways, thinking it was the right way, but really it led to the death and destruction of our own nation.
You mean like all the Christian pastors to be telling us to do all this wicked stuff and it ends up with us dying? Okay, just making sure.
So it's from the book The Black Indians from page 163.
Go ahead, man.
It says O.S. Fox, editor of the Cherokee Afro-American Advocate, wrote, "If you have to make a sacrifice, make it and fill that school up. To be anything, the Indian must be educated." And so this is what basically the education board of a specific indigenous tribe in, I believe, Oklahoma, sat there and put out basically like a decree,
right,
letting it be known, like, we gotta do all these things in our power in order to make sure that our people are educated in the ways of our oppressor.
Right.
And that includes leaving behind our traditional ways of life. You understand? Because I mean, let's face it, if it is that we weren't assimilated into this European culture and society, and if the leaders of our nation didn't have this special backing behind doing so, the tribe of Gad would be out here like the tribe of Isupk.
Right.
We'd be doing all types of handiwork in order to try to build a, it's like, I shouldn't say like Isupk, well, Isupk in our own way, and that we would be building like different native, we'd be using different native skills in order to build our nation.
Yeah, and not only that, not just build your nation, but build the oppressor's nation.
Right.
Because that's what Isupk does now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, like they come over here and they take all the jobs and they take them for cheap, and then the oppressor gets mad because he's not able to, siphon and suck all the goddamn money out of everything that he can do because Isupk is there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it would be the same scenario.
Right. And this is a response by Arthur Bean. He said, "By all means, let us have some sort of school. I say that he is no man at all who cannot pay $1 a month to have his children educated."
And that's to educate them in the way of their oppressor.
Go.
There's an old saying, and I know Gadites know this, you know what I'm saying? And it was one point in time that every Black and Hispanic knew this too. Because we used to know that you can't be Black or Hispanic without having Indian in your blood. You can't be Indian without having Black or Hispanic in your blood. At one point in time, we knew this. There's an old saying. It's called, "Kill the Indian, save the man." You know what I'm saying? That's what they used to say. You got to kill the Indian. You got to kill that Indian spirit. But you got to save the man, build the man up. Teach the man Christianity. Teach him to read and write in English. Don't teach him to read and write in his own language. You get what I'm saying? Which, when you do the research, is what? Ancient Hebrew.
Right.
You understand? Speaking ancient Hebrew, writing ancient Hebrew. Even Christopher Columbus wrote this in his goddamn book. You get what I'm saying? If you ever read the Christopher Columbus book, the real book, not that bull crap, but the book that he put out, he'd tell you that when he came over here, the Indians was rocking the shield of David. They had the headpiece on. We already know that they rocked the fringes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why was they doing all that? Because they knew who they were. You get what I'm saying? So how do you destroy that? How do you do it? You kill the Indian, and killing the Indian means what? Killing his history. Don't let him remember that he's a Hebrew Israelite.
Right.
Don't let him remember that he's from the tribe of Gad. Destroy that, kill that, and then make him a so-called man. What kind of man? An American. You know what I'm saying? Make him build America up and make America great again. Understand? This goes to show you that the oppressor is the devil. Any dream outside of raising up your own goddamn nation is a goddamn nightmare, man.
Right.
Anything else you want to bring up before we shut it down?
Nah.
Most high Christ, man. Listen, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian, man. Don't be celebrating no goddamn Martin Luther King Day. That means nothing. Barbecuing, feasting, celebrating. You look like a goddamn fool to celebrate a traitor.
Right.
You understand? If I was to come into your household right now, make you sell your car, make you sell your house, make you sell your TV, make you sell all your other stuff, and then tell you that I'm going to do all these great things for you if you do it and do absolutely nothing, what are you going to look at me as? I'm like, man, this nigga right here is the biggest traitor. He screwed me over. I don't even know what to say about this guy. Well, guess what? That's Martin Luther King. We read it in the scriptures, man. That's why Martin Luther King got put to death, man. Hey, the scriptures say this: a bird don't fall from the sky without the Most High's consent.
Right.
You want to know why Martin Luther King died? The Most High gave the okay.
Right.
Most High said, that cat right there, he's lying. He's using my name in vain, lying on me.
Right.
He said, I didn't say that.
Right.
The Most High said, hey, show me in my book that I had niggas put together that I said that.
Right.
Show me.
So
in the book of Moses, it says that in the book of Moses.
Right. So it's like if I could,
man.
you understand? And if Martin Luther King actually read these scriptures,
right,
like Christian pastors sit there and claim that they do, I mean, that was a warning to him.
Damn right.
You know?
He'd have been like, nah, I ain't going out like that.
Right.
I'd be damned if I say I had a dream, nigga.
Right.
I was just thinking maybe.
Right.
I definitely didn't have a dream.
I had a dream I never discussed amongst the people. I don't know
right.
that much.
Right. To love the same people that's murdering us, killing us, destroying us.
Right.
Don't make no goddamn sense, man. Understand? I know we ran a little bit over, man. I appreciate it to everybody that rocked out with us. Let me rephrase that. I appreciate every Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, woman, and child that rocked out with us. All you devils, give us all your goddamn money and then drop dead. You understand?
Right.
Not just devils, but all the heathens too. You understand? You know what I'm saying? Point blank period. Drop dead. You get what I'm saying? I mean, look, we need you to do that so we can prosper.
That's right.
That's what y'all marching on the Capitol for, so we can drop dead, right?
Right.
So cops can keep killing us at a crazy number.
Right. So
we can keep suffering. So y'all can put up more Planned Parenthoods in our community. God damn the oppressor and anything he stands for, and any traitor against the Isupk. Understand? Against the nation of Israel, against the Most High chosen people. God damn them, and death to any traitor. You understand? With that being said, we are the Isupk, started on the 1 West 125th Street, home in New York, under Commander YAHANNA. With that being said, Shalom, Israel.